cruising into the third hour of the big show, and on the guest line and on the live stream with us now via vMix, our friend LuAnn Pappas, the CEO of the Scarlet Pearl Casino on the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. Good afternoon, LuAnn. How are things today?
They're good. Good afternoon to you. Hope all is well.
Doing great. So thankful you were able to join us today. I understand that it's been pretty busy. The Sun-Herald reports just a stunning business climate in the casinos over the Memorial Day holiday. How was it for you guys?
It was outstanding. We knew we would be busy. We did not think it would continue, and that's continued all the way through to yesterday. It's been phenomenal. Very good.
That is awesome. So, in fact, the Sun-Herald reports that the restaurants were full and the casinos were full, and just all aspects of the operation were humming on all cylinders. Was that your experience?
Yes, the hotel was
hotel, yeah.
In the hotel, and our restaurants again did better than they did last year. Now we have about maybe closed, but
yeah. And so, with respect to LuAnn, the various sanitation protocols that I believe you're compelled to implement, if I'm not mistaken, what does that look like, and how has that affected the players and the patrons and the diners and those that are lodging? What does that look like?
Well, they surely see a difference because it's visible. Obviously, you have everyone that has to wear a mask, and you have people that, the employees have to wear masks, the employees have to wear gloves, particularly if you're serving in a restaurant. There's 6-foot, distances between tables. There's probably 25 sanitizers, and one in every elevator, one at every entrance, your temperature checked. So they see things that are very different. But the response has been overwhelming in terms of compliments for how they feel safe.
Yeah. Well, that's so good to hear, I got to tell you, because I think that my concerns would be consistent with those of many who felt, okay, well, we're going to open things back up, but are people going to come? And my understanding is the parking lots from people I know that traveled were on Highway 90 and just throughout the Gulf Coast, passing in front of the casino properties, that the parking lots were full.
It was interesting, though, and I don't know if this holds forth truth with other casinos, but when we looked at what happened over the Memorial Day weekend and we compared it to prior periods, and not just last Memorial Day, but prior 6-week averages post the pre the closure, what we found interesting is the customer is much younger. The 60-year-old customer declined. Those younger increased, and the state's local decreased. Where we saw the biggest lift was Alabama and Louisiana.
So, which is just, I got to tell you, it's astonishing. So you don't feel like that people were, I guess, put out with all the various protocols. I assume you've got the plexiglass installed around the gaming tables and so forth. And I mean, I've seen some reports and photos on that. People seem to be okay with that in your view, and they're just dealing with it, I guess.
Well, several customers were interviewed, and again, they said that they hope that those social distancing panels stay. And even in tables, the dealers really like it, and the customers have not said anything negative about it. Because in table games, it's on the left and the right of you and in front of you, because we're dealing cards face up. Yeah.
So I guess it's just ingenuity at work, you might say, that where there's a will, there's a way. And that's what I talked about it earlier with another business guest. That's what business people do. That's what entrepreneurs and management and just in creative staffs, which I know you have at the casino there, you just come up with ways of dealing with these things to satisfy the market. And that's really what it's all about.
Correct, and I'm sure that this is the case for everyone. We're all going to continue to do this. Hopefully that there'll be technology that comes out along the way. We do expect that the conditions that we have in place now will probably exist throughout the end of the year.
Yeah. What about, one thing I wondered about is where you're probably, as a guest, closer to other guests than anywhere else on the property would be in the elevator. Are there restrictions on the number of people that enter the elevator? Is there something special that happens there? How are you handling that?
We have security posted at our hotel elevators, but again, we only have 300 hotel rooms. And yes, there are standards. There can only be 2 in the elevator at a time.
2 at a time. Okay. So I guess a little bit of an inconvenience, but based on what you said in interviewing guests and patrons, they seem to be okay with that and just understanding of that.
I think a lot of us did. We thought that we would have more issues and concerns because it does feel so different, and it was
Yeah.
quite the opposite. They feel
Well,
very safe and comfortable.
well, it's good to hear. So it may actually work to your benefit, I think, is what maybe is the message, that by taking putting all these measures in place, people feel good about it. They're willing to come in and spend some money, which is what it's all about.
They are, and it feels really good to be back in business and open in this new environment because we all had so much concern about what was going to happen to the business. Now, again, it's too early to make any decisions, but the fact that we've sustained that since last Thursday, so for one solid week, and we had a
Wow.
37% increase, which is very unusual on, think
Wow.
about it, a third less slots.
Wow. Yeah. So you had a 37% increase. You just want to make sure I understand that, with a third less
Yes,
slots in order
with a
to
third less
maintain the
slots.
distancing, obviously. So that is incredible. And so how about the restaurants? Because you probably got some limitations there, I would think, on capacity. How did that go?
We do have limitations and compounded because we did not open our buffet yet, and we probably won't until the middle or the end of the month because we wanted to make sure that we could execute in the other restaurants first, given the buffet has such a significant volume.
Yeah.
Thursday, obviously, we saw it soft, but Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. Sunday, we had record breaking numbers at a Sunday brunch and in our 24-hour cafe.
Wow. That's incredible. That's good to hear. Congratulations. And you said the hotel was full. So anything special with respect to the guest rooms that you're having to implement?
Well, there are requirements. You can only clean that room once, and that's upon checkout. If guests ask for additional towels or amenities, you can bring it to the door. But again, you're only cleaning the room one time, and that's upon checkout.
Oh, okay. Okay. So and I assume that, again, guests are understanding of that and make sense to them. Probably welcome it, I would think, at this point,
They're,
feeling like it's.
again, they're very, very understanding of this. And, there are some things, of course, I ponder and say, will they continue to be okay with it, like stopping for a temperature check every time you enter the casino floor? I wonder if will that still be sustained in terms of the customer being okay with it as the longer it
Yeah.
continues.
And so you say you wonder about it right now, and I guess anything you'd say today would be speculative. You're not sure. I mean, it's
Yeah, no idea.
yeah, but you got to go
We
with what you
still,
got to go with. So
and the restaurants can't serve alcohol after 10 p.m. So customers
okay,
obviously can get on the casino floor, but you're not allowed to serve alcohol in any of the outlets after 10 o'clock.
okay. I was not aware of that as well. What about any other events or activities and so forth? What's going on there? Is there anything special?
Well, as casino operators and marketers, we have to get really creative because we did so many events and promotions for all levels of customers. As car giveaways was a big thing on Memorial Day weekend and all of the holidays. We can't do an event or a promotion anywhere where it would draw or a gathering and or a crowd. We can't do that. So you have to get really creative about what your marketing going to look like as long as this
Yeah,
continues.
yeah, absolutely. Are you seeing that most of the guests are the locations from which they come? Does that seem like it's the same as it was historically, or has that shifted in any way?
No, for us, it was not the same. We typically do very, very well on 0 to 60 miles. We call it ultra high frequent local. Our
Yeah.
growth came significantly from Alabama and Louisiana, which we have not seen before.
So, is there anything in particular you would attribute that to?
I'm not really sure. It's a very unusual occurrence. It could be because the Beau Rivage was closed over the
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend, and I'm sure a lot of patrons from those areas frequent the Beau Rivage. And the other thing we thought about is some of those places still have pretty significant lockdown measures compared to the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Yeah, and even though things seem to be looking a little better in New Orleans, with respect to their case experience, there's still a lot of it kind of limited, it seems, more than Mississippi.
Very good.
Yeah. LuAnn, thanks so much for coming on and sharing that, and congratulations. I'm glad you guys are back in business, as I am for all of the casinos on the coast. I know the Beau Rivage is not open yet, but congratulations on the success. I know you were worried about that. Take care. Stay safe, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
You too, and the Beau did open yesterday.